Alright, here we have the fancy trailer, and there's a lot of how not to's on this. There's something to be learned on almost everything. This one is how not to. First and foremost, when you're running the wires for your trailer, you make a splice in it. Make sure, ow, in the face, that piece of wire for your lead is not going through the deck on the trailer. Let's start with that. Second off, if you're removing your trailer jack, do whatever you can to get the bolts out. Somebody's gonna have to fix that, and I'm fine with it being me, because that's how I make my money. But you know, hand in front of the camera, this here, that's like a 13 millimeter, and that's like an 8. This is bolted through. It's got a nut on the back side. This one's a self-tapper, so that's different. Also, if you put a winch on your trailer, do not make the bolts hard to get to. Your winch will fail. Don't weld your winch to some channel and then weld the channel on. They did boy, them are fine looking welds. I know you're impressed. Go back over here. Now, if you have your winch jack apart and you have decided that it's wallered out and you just need a new shaft in it or something, but you don't have the money, here in front of me, it's your view. On my right, there is a hardened pin. On my left is a piece of all thread that's fatter in the middle and skinnier on the ends. No. You get stuck with a load somewhere or something on that sucker. Now here's why. That hole, see how she ain't square? She's wallered out. She ain't round no more. That there, they shoved that piece of all thread that they custom carved with their angle grinder or death wheel, and you can see that didn't work real well. And one of the reasons, I'm not saying you couldn't machine or even grind a stepped piece. It was a little bit thicker in the middle and then skinnier on the outside. I'm not saying that's not a possibility. I'm positive that you could make something like that work. However, the way they did it, the way they ground this thing, see where it's not shut up by the lights, the way they ground this thing, and it get bent and everything, it created a tight spot. I almost couldn't get past it. When the gears were turning, see this right angle setup right here, when those gears were turning, the top gear here was off center. With it being off center, it flowed really good except for about a quarter of a turn. A quarter of a turn, it was almost too much for you to turn. It was really bad. Very, very tight. And because of this, you can see that the bottom side of this here is also wallered out. And that is due to the top one was probably doing overloaded. That piece that was inside there was probably overloaded. The other piece, I imagine, was just due to people being ignorant and ignoring the fact that there was something wrong with it. If you look over here, that's not a standard trailer bolt. They wouldn't have used that kind of thing. This thing's been replaced several times over. I imagine they sheared that bolt off. It wouldn't be real surprising if I looked up in that toolbox and found several spare bolts of similar size, you know, about yay big, that they just kept in stock for when they sheared one off. Like I said, lots of how not to's on this project trailer. Customer Gooseneck job here. One of the things that I wanted to point out, I do quite a bit of trailer work. If you are using a 2-post lift like we use here, 2-post little Challenger lift, if you are using one of those and you're doing what I do, which is to get it off the tractor that I use to dolly stuff in, I use the lift to lift up this front edge put a jack stand underneath it. You know, I don't like to put that kind of uneven lift. It throws balance off. It's okay. It's not a lot of weight, but I'm going to be jumping on this thing. I'm going to be beating on it. I'm going to be hitting it with a torch. This isn't something you want to jump up and down and have a lot of spring load on your lift. That is directly tearing at those bolts that you have anchored in the concrete. Now, we've got real good concrete, but it's not something I want to deal with. I don't want to come back later when I got a ton truck in the air and have the thing try and fall out of the sky on me. Number one, shit like that scares me. I have nightmares about it. Number two, it's a real good way to get hurt and hurt bad. So just, you know, tech tips for the day, things we do. We do a bunch of trailer repair. It works out. Small town area, trailer repair is something that happens. These things get used, and usually by previous owners they get abused, and people pick them up cheap and come by and say, hey, can you make this right? Or I got another one outside that says, hey, I probably haven't had this thing looked at, welded on, anything for 20 years, and it's got a bunch of metal fatigue on it, and I will cover that in another video. But for now, Gooseneck trailer part 1 and done. Y'all have a good one.